As my previous video stated, I fell short on my master's by 2 questions, and here's where I think I went wrong. Number 1 was by far time management. It's a 4-hour, 100-question open book test. With 10 minutes left to spare, I had 15 questions flagged. And as some of you electricians know, there's a lot of fluff in some of these questions that try and throw you off and take you to different sections in the code book. I had some people ask me, did you prepare for the test and did you study? I'll answer that as yes and no. About a week before my test, I skimmed through Mike Holt's Understanding the NEC Volume 1 and 2. Now, when I say skimmed, I went through Volume 1 in one night and Volume 2 in one night. I skimmed through. If I found a section that I thought was interesting or something that I needed to understand, I would read that section. But if it was something that I didn't feel like I needed to understand or know on the test, I would pass over that section and just skim through it briefly. As far as practice tests, I didn't take any practice tests. I wanted to go in and see where I stood as an electrician to see if I could pass this master's exam without taking any practice tests to see if I was good enough. So these are my test results, and as you can see, it gives you a bar graph on the bottom of the page to show you the areas that you struggle in and that you do well in. One area that I struggled with was motors. I didn't understand full load current and how to calculate for that. I did deep dive into this after my test, and I did start to understand how this process works, so I think this will help me on my next time. Another area that I struggled in was telecommunications. I don't deal with telecommunications on a daily basis, so I don't need to know any of this. But this is something that was on my test that I didn't understand. A lot of it was what jacket types are used in what scenarios. I read through the NEC and started to understand a little bit about jacket types. So I think this will also help me on my next go round. So I did take my test on August 29th, and I do have to wait a 10-day period before I can re-sign up to take my exam again. In the meantime, I am going to take some practice tests and deep dive into the NEC books and the areas that I felt like I struggled in. I do have the Mike Holt books, and I also have a few Tom Henry books. If there's any study material or books you guys recommend, please comment those in the section and I will look into those.